What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our next tutorial in X11 series. So in this tutorial we are going to extend our Paint program a little bit more. However, we are going to add some sub-windows to our main window, and whenever a window is clicked, we are going to change our foreground color corresponding to that window, and we are going to set windows to their original colors. So for example, window will be red color. Whenever we click that red window, our line drawing program will automatically change its shape to red, its color to red, I'm sorry. So for this I'm just going to copy this paint color to paint colored, what should we call this? So paint colored windows maybe? Yeah, alright, so actually I don't think that's a huge problem. So paint colored, what was that? So windows, okay. So I'll just change my makefile, so paint colored windows, and other all will be the same, I think. And I need to change my paint colored.c to paint colored, what was that? Paint colored windows.c. Alright, so now we are good to go, I think. So paint colored.c, paint not colored, colored windows.c. Alright. So, as you remember, we had a blue color, and we don't need this for now, as well as we are not going to need this function for now. So I've just deleted all of them, and let's define two more colors. So green, let's just make this pure green, so RGB, so 0000 FF, so this will be blue actually, RGB FF, and let's just define red for simplicity, and this will be FF0000. Alright, so now we have three colors, and I'll just make a simple struct to be able to hold both the color and our sub-windows in an organized way. So, and I think I'll just make a simple enumeration here. So it will be blue, green and red. Actually, should we make them capital? Yeah, so let's do something like that. Yeah, so this will now be blue, green and red. I think this is much better since we are not going to use defines too much. So let's just make the same, and after our enumeration I'll just make a simple struct. So this struct will just hold two values, so window win and xft color pointer. Let's just call this color, and this struct will be named, let's just name this color buttons, and let's just make it a top level declaration, I'm sorry. So static and color buttons, and this will be a color buttons and size of 3. Alright, so nice. And let's just create this color buttons for now. Let's just create our colors first. So in our main program, and I think we don't even need this too, I'll just delete that. And in our main I'll just delete this create color function, and after our visual I think first let's do something like this. Let's allocate our colors, and let's just make them before starting anything. So I'll just make a simple for loop here. So for I will start from 0 and it will go until it's 3, and so if not xft color, actually we need to malloc it first. So what was that? So color buttons I dot color, this will be equal to, so memory allocate and size of xft color, I think. Actually, I think let's just make this a little bit more DWM fashioned way. So I'll just change all of this XFT color names to just CLR, and so this changes to obviously, so XFT color field. Actually, we don't need this too, and we don't need this too, and of course we don't need this too. So now we need a new type declaration. So type def XFT color. Cool. Now let's continue. So this will be XFT color alloc name. Do we have new errors because we've changed something? So let's just delete this. Alright, so we'll handle them after this. So if you want, you can change if this is null or not. So actually I don't think it's needed, but let's just do it. So if not color buttons e.color, we are just going to say throw out an error, so it will be 1. Let's just say that can't allocate memory for color. And if we have allocated memory successfully, we are going to do something like this: XFT color alloc name, and so this will be display, our visual, our default color map, so our display and screen. And so what's our name? Our name will actually depend on I. So let's just do something like this, because I don't want to tell it name by name. Let's just do something like this. So static const char pointer xv, it will be like this, char pointer, and let's just say this is colors, and it will have a size of 3, and they will be equal to blue, green, and red. Alright, so nice. And now in our for loop we can just do a pretty simple trick like this. So colors, hi, nice, and our result will be color buttons I dot color. Let me just move myself. So if something like this happens, can't allocate XFT color. Let's just do something like this. So I think we are good to go now. So let's just check our enumeration again. Is it ordered? So blue, green, red, and blue, green, red. Okay, so I think we are good to go for now. So in our for loop we've allocated all of our colors, and after we've created our main window, I'm going to change our create window function. And before that I'll just add some new variables. So define, and let's just say this color win with, actually this is pretty long, so subwin, I don't know, let's just name it child width, child w, or I think it's cool, so it will be 50. And child height, let's just make it a square for simplicity. And child border, so let's just make it a little bit bigger, so let's make it something like, actually let's just make it 10. Alright, so we have now 50, 50, and 10. So this will be our child parameters. And now I'm going to do something a little bit different. So what will I do? I will do something like this. I'll add a new parameter here. So, and this will be window pointer, and let's just call this parent. Okay. And next to window win, I'll just create a new parameter, and I'll call this parent. So set window attribute, so I think this is true, and I'll do something like this. Actually, how should I do this? So if not parent. If not parent. So if it is null, therefore if it is null, it means that we are going to create our root window, and I'll just pull all of these values to here. Why is this giving an error? Variable win is used uninitialized. So let's just do it something like this. Okay, so if our parent is null, why is this giving an error? I don't think it should give any errors. No. Alright, so I don't think it's a huge problem, and let's just create a new parameter here, and let's just say that our xset window attributes xva, and let's make it a top level declaration. I think no, I don't think actually we need this too. Actually, we can do something like this. So if our parent is null, I'll do something like that. And if it is not null, so therefore we have a parent, therefore it will be our root win. So I think I'll do something like this. Actually, we don't even need this. Yes. So if our parent is null, we are going to create our main window. If it is not null, we need to do something like this, and we need to change our, actually we need to set our event mask now. So our event mask will just be button press mask, because we just want to click on those windows. We don't want to do anything else with the other windows, the sub windows. And our win now will be equals to, so x create window. Actually, I'll just copy this. It won't be much different. But we need to change our background now. So to change our background, we need to do something like this. So window pointer parent, and we need to actually have a new parameter, and let's call this idx. Okay, nice. So what will be this idx? Think of this idx as our color value for our static array. So therefore it will be like this. So our event mask will be button press, and now we need to change our background pixel. So our background pixel will now be actually our color buttons in our idx dot color and our pixel. Yes, so now we've changed our background pixel, and now we don't need to give root, because if we give root, they will pop up as different windows. We need to make it as a child window of our main window. So if our parent is not null, we are just going to dereference our parent and do something like this. Yes, so I think we are good to go. So to put it simply, we've set our top level declaration, and if our parent is null, so therefore we know that we are going to create our main window. We'll just use these parameters and with these event masks. And if else, if we have a parent, which will be our main window, we are just going to change our background pixel to whatever it is, and we've just set it our event mask to button press. All of these are same, so let's continue now. Alright, so we did something like this, and I think we can do a simple trick here. So that trick will actually go like this. Actually, let's create our main window before creating our colors, because I think I'll do something like this, and I'll just give null and null for here. Actually, I don't need to give anything. I can just give it 0, because if it's null, it will go in the if check. And in our for loop, let's try to create our windows now. So whenever we try to create a new window, so actually let me just show it from here, so it's just clear. It will start from here. So 0, 0 point will be here, Therefore, I just want to stack them one above another. So this will be our first button, second button, and third button. So to be able to do that, we just need to change the y coordinates of our button, and all of them start from x0. And it will go like this. So let's just make a new variable here, and let's just initialize it to 0. Alright, so color button. So we allocated our color now, and now we can create our window, I think, and it will go like this. So color buttons I dot win. This will be equal to create win. So what will be our position? So obviously, actually, this will be y, not x. It will always be 0 because we need to stay them in the same location. So what will be our y? It will be y. So what is our width? So I think child or something like that. So child width, our child height, border. So child border, child border. So what is our parent? Our parent is obviously reference of our main window. And what's our IDX? It's obviously I. So now we've created our window, and actually this is it. However, whenever we create a new window, we need to increment our y. So our y will be incremented by our child height and child border. Because if we don't increment our border, their borders will overlap, I think. Actually, if there's some error, we'll just change it afterwards. So in our graphics context, so create graphics context. And now actually I don't think we need this foreground. And let's just set it initially to black pixel. Black pixel of our display and scale. Cool. So I think we are good to go now. I don't think we need this too. So let's just check it. So we've created our main window. We've just made a simple for loop. And we've just made two if checkers. Actually, we can combine them actually, but let's just stay this way. And we've created our windows, and we've incremented our y. After that, we've created our graphics context, so this is nice. And after that, we are running our graphics context. So let's just try it. I want to show you something. So if we try to run this now, as you can see, we have no buttons in here. So why is that happening? Because we haven't mapped our windows to our display. So now we need to do that actually. Let's just do it. So after mapping our main window, we can do something like this, but I don't think this is a good way to do it. So main window and color buttons. So for example, 0.win. So as you can see, that board is pretty thick. I think I'll change it. So if I try to draw something in here, it doesn't understand. But I think it's drawing dots actually. We'll handle it in our round function. But I don't think this is a good way, because let's just think that we have 10 or 20 windows. We don't need to make a for loop to be able to map them to our window. We have a new function for it. But before our function, I'll change our border to 5 because I think it's pretty thick. It was pretty thick. And after our mapping window, we can do something like this. Xmap subwindows, I think. Yeah. So Xmap subwindows automatically maps all of the subwindows beneath this main window. So if we run our program again, as you can see now we have 3 colors, and all of them are nicely stacked top of another. Also, yes, and I think we did that too. These borders overlap, but I don't think that's an issue. However, if we didn't add that border width in our incrementing y, I think this green will come over here, I think, and this border will be much upwards, and I think that will look pretty bad. So now we know that our program is running. However, we need to do something too. And before doing everything, let's just make our memory management a little bit better. So in our cleanup, after unmapping our windows, actually we need to unmap our subwindows too. So after destroying our main window, I'm not sure if they are destroying themselves, but I want to do something like this. So destroy subwindows, display and main win. And after that I'll display our main window, and after that we've freed our display and graphics context. And I think I'll just do a simple for loop here again. So I equals 0, I smaller than 3, and I'll just make xft color free. Yeah, so display, visual, default color map, display and screen. So what was our color? So color buttons I think, and color buttons I. Why is this giving an error? Color buttons I dot color obviously. Actually we can just do it like this. So now we've freed our memory, we've made our cleanup, and now we need to change our xnext event. So I think I'll do something like this here. So case button press. So this will stay for now. I'll do a simple switch case here, and that switch case actually will go like this. So switch ev dot x button dot and window. So why this switch case? We need to look window by window, and we are just going to do simple switch cases here, and it will go like this. So case color buttons blue dot win. Expression is not an integer constant expression. So I think that window is actually, so what's that x idea? So it's an unsigned long, so it's not an integer constant expression. I don't think this should give any errors, so let me just check it, please. Give me 1 second. So color buttons dot win, I think that's true. Well, however, if that gives an error, I think we can change this. So let's just not use a switch case, and let's just do something like this. So window current win, which will be equal to event dot, oh, I'm sorry, do we have some error here? Window current win, and this will be equal to expected expression. I don't think we have some errors here, but let's just remove this, and let's just make this current win a top level declaration, and I'll just delete this. Actually this can even be static. Actually we are just going to void run once, so that it's not a problem. And I think now we are good to go. Can we write switch case now? So switch current win, so case color buttons I dot. Why doesn't it seize this? Color buttons blue dot win. Actually it doesn't seize this. I'm not sure exactly why, but let's just do something like this. So if it's a problem, so if our current win is equal to color buttons blue, so window and color buttons blue dot win. Yeah, so I think, oops, sorry, we need to do it in an if. So in our if, so if our current window is blue, we need to do something like this. So x set foreground display graphics context color buttons blue dot color to pixel, and I'll just copy paste this. So else, if our color is red, we are going to set our foreground to the red, and let's just make it an else if again. Actually, let's just do this. So else if our window is green, we are going to set our foreground to green, and if not, now we can move this draw point to here, and so case button press, and now we need to actually do something like this, because button 1, oops, sorry, and now we need to move all of this switch case to here. Actually, we don't need switch case now, so I think it will be like this. Yeah, so if our current window is blue, we will set blue, red, green, green, and if not, we are just going to make a button, make a dot there. And actually, let's just add some more functionality. So else if our button is, so I won't do it wrong again, if it is button 3, I'm just going to set the foreground to, what was that, black pixel, display and screen. So I think we are good to go now. Let's just try this program now. So now I'm drawing black, and if I just click on red, and let's just be sure that we are not creating any dots, so I think it's nice. And as you can see, now it's red, green, and blue. I think it's working pretty smoothly, and our mouse button too is working pretty smoothly too. So this is the end of this video, guys. I know X11 is a little bit different than other GUI applications because it's pretty old, but it really helps you to learn the base working principle of display servers. So, and I think I'll end this video here, but I want to show you something. So why did we give our parent in our create window? So I give it because if we did something like this, so I'll just comment this line and I'll just copy it. This was my point actually, and let me just show it to you so that you could understand why I did something like this. So if we've just given root here, and if we try to write our program, because we are mapping subwindows, it's not showing up actually. And if we did something like this, so xmap window, our display and color buttons, for example 0 dot window, and if we run this, obviously you can see that this blue thing in our background. So this is the wrong way to do it, because we want to stack our windows top inside of another. Therefore we won't use root for that, because root is your actually, you can think of root as the first window whenever opens in your display server. So in my case, you can think of it as your background. So if you create some windows in your background, it will automatically be a new pop-up window. However, if you give some window as a child, it will automatically be inside of that window. So therefore we need to give this parent object here to be able to solve this problem. So why is this giving an error? What? Did I delete something? Yeah, now actually we don't need that too, because we've just made it in a simple for loop. Therefore we can simply delete this. And actually I forgot to do something here. We need to actually do something like this for that transparency stuff. So pixel, oops, color buttons I dot color, no, not color, no, yes, color to pixel, or equals what was this, shift by 24. Nice. So this is the video, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to help as much as I can. As you can see, I'm struggling with X11 too, because it's just hard. It's not simple to write, and just don't get encouraged, because C programming is hard. But whenever you do something, I really think that I've been learning pretty good information, because you won't be able to see all of these different syntaxes, different bit masks in newer programming languages. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next tutorial.